Did you know that something as simple as what you place on your bed could be silently influencing your health, wealth, and overall happiness? According to Buddhist teachings, our environment isn't just a backdrop. It plays a powerful role in shaping our inner and outer lives. Every item we choose to surround ourselves with has energy, and when we fill our spaces with positivity, it can uplift our spirit, draw in prosperity, and nurture peace. In this video, we'll uncover the hidden influences of certain everyday items and why they might be blocking the positive energy that leads to a balanced, fulfilling life. Plus, I'll walk you through a few simple, transformative steps you can take right now to restore harmony and invite abundance into your space. Let's get started on creating a sanctuary that supports your well-being and success. In many spiritual teachings, the bed is not just a piece of furniture where we sleep. It's a sacred space, a place where the body and spirit renew their energy each night. Buddhist philosophy teaches that our surroundings directly impact our inner peace and balance. The objects and energy we bring into our sleeping space, especially, have a profound effect on our well-being, influencing our state of mind, health, and even our capacity to welcome positivity into our lives. There is a story often told about a Buddhist monk who sought enlightenment through the simplest means, by creating harmony in his immediate surroundings. The monk, noticing that he frequently awoke feeling distracted and restless, decided to examine his environment for clues. He began with his sleeping area, where he had unknowingly accumulated various items, books, trinkets, and keepsakes that cluttered the space. Over time, he realized that each item held a certain energy or memory, some of which distracted him and weighed heavily on his spirit. One by one, he removed these items, clearing the space around his bed. The change was profound. He described feeling an immediate sense of peace, a lightness he hadn't known before. With a clear, uncluttered sleeping space, his mind also began to feel more clear, and his nights became restful and undisturbed. For the monk, this act of decluttering became a daily practice of mindfulness, a way to cleanse both his external and internal worlds. The lesson here is simple yet powerful. Our bed, as a place of rest and rejuvenation, should be free of distractions and items that carry any energy other than calm and positive. Items with emotional attachments, even if we don't consciously think about them, can subtly affect our mood and create mental clutter. By removing these, we allow space for true rest and renewal, opening the door to inner clarity. In our modern lives, we fill our spaces with countless objects, many of which seem harmless or comforting. Items like stuffed animals, mirrors, electronics, and even photographs often find their way into our bedrooms, turning these spaces into a collection of mementos and distractions. Yet in Buddhist teachings, each of these items can carry an energy, whether positive or negative, and disrupt the natural flow of harmony. When these objects accumulate without conscious thought, they may create unintended effects on our emotional and physical well-being, subtly shifting the energy of our most sacred space, the place where we sleep. Consider the story of May, a young woman who, after months of struggling with poor sleep, constant fatigue, and unexplainable stress, decided to follow an ancient Buddhist practice of decluttering and clearing negative energy from her sleeping area. Her bedroom was filled with items she thought brought her comfort: plush toys from childhood, a large mirror opposite her bed, a phone charger by her nightstand, and even a television that she often left on to help her fall asleep. But despite these comforts, she found herself feeling more drained than ever. Determined to find peace, she began reading about the energy flow in Buddhism and the potential impact of her surroundings. Inspired, May decided to remove all but the essentials from her room. The stuffed animals, though sentimental, were the first to go. They carried memories and attachments that had grown unnecessary in her adult life. Next, she removed the mirror facing her bed, an item believed in various teachings to reflect and amplify energy, potentially leading to unrestful sleep. She unplugged and stored her electronics outside her bedroom, creating a space free from buzzing distractions and electromagnetic waves. Finally, she began a nightly ritual of tidying her space, ensuring no clutter interrupted the flow of her room. Over the next few weeks, May experienced a noticeable shift. Her sleep deepened, her mind felt lighter, and a calmness replaced her previous feelings of stress and fatigue. By releasing these objects, she had unknowingly released much of the emotional weight tied to them, creating an environment that nurtured her spirit instead of burdening it. From May's story, we can draw a valuable lesson. Identifying and removing objects that disturb the flow of energy is a transformative step toward better health and well-being. Electronics, often present in every modern bedroom, can emit subtle energies and distractions that disrupt our connection to rest. Mirrors, though beautiful and functional, can reflect and amplify energy in ways that hinder tranquility. Personal mementos and stuffed animals, while comforting, can accumulate emotional ties that weigh us down without our conscious awareness. By recognizing which objects disrupt energy flow and making the choice to remove or limit them, we can transform our bedrooms into a space of true renewal, creating an environment that supports a more balanced and peaceful life. Every item we carry throughout the day absorbs the energy we encounter, both positive and negative. From the clothes we wear to our bags, watches, and jewelry, these belongings act as silent witnesses to our daily lives, soaking up our experiences, stress, and emotions. In Buddhist teachings, personal items are believed to carry an energetic imprint of these encounters. When we bring these items into our sleeping space, especially our beds, they may carry with them a residue of the outside world that disrupts the peaceful, renewing energy necessary for restful sleep and personal rejuvenation. Consider the story of Daniel, a busy professional who often found himself feeling restless and anxious at night. Daniel had developed a habit of tossing his work bag, clothes, and even his watch onto his bed each evening as he prepared to unwind. His bed, cluttered with remnants of his day, became a place where he continued to feel the stresses of work, even as he tried to rest. Despite his best efforts to sleep peacefully, he would wake up feeling exhausted and weighed down, unable to shake off the stress from the previous day. Frustrated, Daniel consulted a friend who practiced Buddhism, who shared an insight on energetic imprints. His friend explained that, in Buddhism, personal belongings are thought to hold memories and attachments to the world outside, making them vehicles of lingering energies. Keeping such items in the bed disrupts its sacred purpose as a place of rest and renewal. Curious, Daniel decided to make a change. He began keeping his work bag and clothes on a separate chair and removed his watch before entering his bedroom, placing it in a designated spot far from his bed. Within days, Daniel noticed a subtle yet profound shift. His bedroom, now free from his personal belongings, felt calmer and more inviting. The absence of items linked to his days seemed to allow him to disconnect from the world outside and focus on relaxation and sleep. Over time, he found himself sleeping more deeply, waking up refreshed and clear-minded, unburdened by the leftover stress of yesterday's work. Daniel's story highlights an important lesson about the energy we bring into our spaces. In Buddhism, personal belongings symbolize our attachments to the outside world and serve as reminders of the roles, responsibilities, and stresses that fill our daily lives. Bringing these items into the bed introduces unnecessary energy that can interfere with sleep and prevent us from fully resting. By keeping personal items separate from our sleeping space, we respect the bed as a place for internal calm and rejuvenation, creating an environment that supports true rest and helps us face each new day with a balanced mind and spirit. In Buddhist philosophy, each object carries a symbolic weight, an energy that resonates with specific purposes or intentions. While some items foster harmony and prosperity, others, often unknowingly, disrupt the delicate balance of rest and tranquility. By understanding these symbols, we can better appreciate how each object's energy interacts with our surroundings, especially in the bedroom, which should be a sanctuary for peace and renewal. Take the example of keys. In Buddhism, keys represent the concept of control, our desire to unlock, open, secure, and keep safe. Though practical, keys placed near the bed can subconsciously signal an anxious need for protection or control, drawing attention to things we feel we must guard or possess. This subtle message conflicts with the restful, liberated state that sleep demands. Sleeping next to keys may unintentionally anchor us to worries about security, responsibilities, and the need to maintain control, all of which prevent the mind from fully letting go. The bedroom, meant to be a place of surrender and rejuvenation, becomes instead a space of subtle tension. Then there is the example of food. Food is essential for life, but in Buddhist thought, it also attracts denser energies associated with nourishment and physicality. Food in the bedroom draws energy toward bodily needs, grounding the mind in material concerns and disrupting the higher spiritual and mental calmness that sleep requires. By keeping food and even kitchen-related items out of the bedroom, we prevent these dense energies from accumulating where we rest. This practice supports a clearer, lighter atmosphere, where the focus can remain on recharging the mind and spirit. Consider the story of May, a devoted practitioner of mindfulness, who was struggling with finances and often felt emotionally unbalanced despite her efforts. May was unknowingly keeping her keys on her bedside table and had a habit of snacking in bed, leaving traces of food and even small wrappers near her pillow. She hadn't considered the impact of these habits until a Buddhist friend advised her to rethink the placement of these items. May's friend explained that keys, with their connection to control, and food, with its grounding, dense energy, could be subtly interfering with her sleep and overall well-being. Intrigued, May decided to change her routine. She began keeping her keys in a designated place near the front door, far from her bed. She also stopped snacking in bed and made a conscious effort to keep her sleeping area free from any food-related items. In a short time, May noticed an unexpected shift in her life. Her sleep felt more restful, her anxiety about finances eased, and she even began to see small improvements in her financial situation. May attributed this newfound calm to the clarity and balance she had cultivated by removing these symbolic items from her sleeping space. This story illustrates the core lesson in Buddhist practice. Everything has its place and purpose, and respecting this placement is an act of aligning oneself with positive energy. By thoughtfully organizing and mindfully placing each item where it belongs, we bring greater harmony and intention to our lives. In the context of the bedroom, ensuring that only items with peaceful, restful energy reside there allows us to fully embrace the transformative power of rest. This approach not only enhances our sleep, but also sends a message to our subconscious that we are committed to cultivating balance and positivity in our lives, creating a ripple effect that extends into other areas, such as mental clarity, emotional peace, and even prosperity. In Buddhism, the bedroom is viewed as a sanctuary where we can reconnect with our deepest self, replenish our energy, and foster an environment that nurtures not only rest but also personal growth, peace, and prosperity. The energy in this space is essential, and to ensure it remains positive and vibrant, we must treat it with intention and respect. This means consciously clearing the bed and surrounding area of items that may carry disruptive energies or hold us back from achieving a balanced, fulfilling life. Consider the story of Arjun, a seasoned traveler who had spent much of his life on the road, constantly moving from one hotel to another. Despite his worldly experiences and success in his career, he often felt a persistent sense of unease, as if something intangible was holding him back. On one of his travels through Southeast Asia, Arjun visited a Buddhist temple where he spoke with a monk about his feelings of stagnation and frustration. The monk listened carefully and offered a simple piece of advice. No matter where he stayed, he should create a small sanctuary around his bed, keeping it free from any unnecessary items or clutter. Intrigued, Arjun decided to follow this advice. On his next stop, a modest guest house, he removed all non-essential items from his bed, placed his luggage away from the bed area, and set aside his electronics in a separate space. He cleared his bed of travel guides, gadgets, and even a small notebook he often used to jot down thoughts before sleep. The simplicity of the act surprised him, but he was committed to seeing if it would make a difference. As the days went by, Arjun noticed subtle but profound changes. Without his usual clutter near him, he felt his mind was clearer each morning. The unencumbered space around his bed seemed to invite a sense of tranquility that he had not previously experienced. His thoughts were sharper, his rest more fulfilling, and he even felt a sense of renewal as he went about his daily tasks. The clarity he felt allowed him to focus on what truly mattered, and soon, unexpected opportunities began to appear in his life, both in his career and personal connections. He realized that the clarity he was cultivating in his sleeping environment was influencing his outlook and approach to life, unlocking paths to new opportunities he had been too preoccupied to notice before. Arjun's story illustrates a timeless lesson in Buddhism. By harmonizing our physical environment, we influence our mental and spiritual well-being. The bedroom, as the place of rest and renewal, becomes a reflection of our inner state. A clear and energetically balanced space helps bring clarity and calm into our lives. When we remove unnecessary objects and distractions, we create room not only for restful sleep, but also for new possibilities, insights, and growth. This practice of harmonizing the sleeping environment teaches us that small, conscious adjustments can have tangible effects beyond the confines of the room. Just as the bed becomes a symbol of peace and clarity, our lives outside the bedroom also begin to align with these qualities. A harmonious bedroom allows the mind to relax fully, promoting better health, a peaceful heart, and a sharper perspective on life. In doing so, it opens the door for prosperity, not just in terms of financial success, but also in terms of overall well-being, fulfilling relationships, and a life lived with purpose and clarity. In essence, creating a sanctuary in the bedroom serves as a foundation for harmony in all areas of life. This practice does not require elaborate rituals or expensive decor. It only requires mindfulness and respect for the energy of the space. By embracing this simplicity and placing intentional care into our surroundings, we invite positive energy that supports health, peace, and prosperity into every aspect of our journey.